Hello, my name is Abe. Welcome back to Dead Cells. You know, I almost did say Dark Souls, even though I just made the joke of, I wonder if the developers specifically made their game name Dead Cells, because it sounds similar to Dark Souls. I mean, Souls. If you mumble it, you don't know what I'm saying. Dark Souls. What game did I just say? Ha, you don't know. We're gonna play a run of Dead Cells here, though. And I think that try to find some. Oh, we got an oven axe here. We had a decent run with a legendary version of the oven axe not too long ago. Oven axe, super slow, but even on the crits, it doesn't do that much more damage than the main version of the oven, like the main 2 shots of the combo. So oven axe is just high damage. Even if you don't get the crit out of it, which is like consecutive 3rd hit combo onwards, the oven axe still does main damage, like lots of damage. Arcatraz says, ooh, pistol. The machete pistol, I like the pistol a part of it. I don't like the machete part of it. This is one of those weapons where, like, you know, I very much hope that if we go up to the Fractured Shrines, we can get a pistol instead of a machete pistol. Is this the Dagger of Profit? When you get gold, you get crits for like 3 seconds. Incentivizes a fast play style. Incentivizes a brutality build. And you know what? I've yet to play around with the new combo mutation, where you get incrementing damage until you don't attack or rather until you get hit. So maybe we'll go whatever this thing is. Yeah, it is the Dagger of Profit. We'll see how this goes. We get a flamethrower turret as well. Throwing knives release a trail of flames. Dagger of Profit is more damage on a poison target, and you get crits when you pick up gold for several seconds. The other thing about this weapon in particular is that I do declare that it's gonna be very good for floors, you know? We're getting gold all the damn time when we're killing things, and we tend to want to play fast and loose because we are on 5 BC. You know, we gotta keep attacking and killing things quickly before the malaise catches up to us. So, incentivizes certainly fast play styles. The other thing about this weapon is that I think if you get the legendary version, dude, so much HP. And our current amulet is amazing, by the way. If you get the legendary version, if you get a kill on the final hit of the combo, it gives you guaranteed gold, or maybe it just gives you guaranteed gold on the 3rd hit of the combo. So like you can maybe have damage that's going to be incrementing over like a boss fight. Of course, when I say that, the one that I think of is the what is the which is the item? It's the Ferryman's Lantern. That's the one that has like a special affix on death that also seems to work on bosses. Well, it's not even seems to work on bosses. It works on bosses, because on the 3rd hit of the Ferryman's Lantern, it still absorbs a soul, even if it's from a boss. So that one, it's right there. It's actually insanely good damage too. This one works on bosses. Is the legendary Dagger of Profit, you get gold on the 3rd hit, or you get gold on 100 gold if the 3rd hit of the combo gets a kill? I don't remember. I'm very tempted to go for the lantern. You kill an enemy to gather its soul. Last hit of the combo snatches a soul. I'm probably not, because I really like the combo that we have right now. Shots piercing, throwing knives, bleed and flame. Dagger of Profit it actually seems to be pretty good damage. What do the souls do? So the reason why I like the Ferryman's Lantern is that it's very good at killing elites and bosses, because what it does is when you get a kill, I'm sorry for the swaps, when you get a kill, you get a soul, you get up to 10 souls, and you can lock on and launch them for obscene damage. It's like you're building up this shotgun that you can then just blast out and murder something. It can almost one-hit bosses if you have the maximum soul shots. It's very good for like the Watcher. If you have like a wolf trap, you put the Watcher in the wolf trap and then you power up a soul shot, it won't be able to transform. It can take the damage from every single soul shot and do an incredible amount of damage. It's a fun item, actually. It's a fun weapon, but let's use this Dagger of Prophet. It's a new weapon. Well, it's new for me. I haven't actually used this before. I have used Ferryman's Lantern before, and it's pretty good. I forget what the legendary version is. I legitimately do not remember. But for now, we'll keep with the Dagger of Prophet and Throwing Dagger here because this is good enough, at least for now. But at some point in the future, maybe we will do a Ferryman's Lantern run. Ideally, I would like to find a Ferryman's Lantern later. Like, I would like to find one of those when we're already about to fight a boss. Well, it won't have any soul charges if we do it like that. You know what I mean, hopefully. I wanna get one late, a high level one that we can like re-roll the affixes for. I'd rather have that than have one early. Dude, the Dagger of Prophet, I kinda hate it. It's good damage actually, and it's solid enough, but when I'm attacking with the combo, I get locked in place. It's like the it's the fourth hit in the combo. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't dodge real quick enough, and so I keep getting hit by enemy attacks. It's very strange, very strange. But I like the throwing daggers, and I like the general sense of we're gonna get a lot of crits out of the Dagger of Prophet. Anytime, like right now, when there's nothing to kill, it's gonna be a little bit weak. Jumping into a fray and having to kill something big, but it doesn't seem that bad for now. All right, let's go sell some things. Do you get crits when you sell? I assume so. It's anytime you get gold, right? So that worked. Let's see if this works. Yep. I guess it just drops the money on the ground and then you pick it up. So you get gold you get crits from literally any situation that gives you money. Okay. I can dig it. I am gonna go sell this as well. Might as well. Although it's only 200 bucks. And then we're gonna get the heck out of here. Where are we gonna go? You know what, brutality? Throwing daggers. I'm gonna go sewers. I wanna go fight the Watcher on this one. Although, wait a minute, if you fight the Watcher, don't you not get access to the Fractured Shrines? Yeah. If we wanna go Fractured Shrines, we have to go Black Bridge and Nest. Or we could go Dracula. I don't know, the Dracula levels are kind of boring. Death can be an interesting fight, sure. But the fact that you fight Dracula Castle here and Dracula Castle here just makes it a little bit repetitive. Castle Outskirts it's like very similar enemies to Dracula's Castle as well. Although I guess you have the Fishmen. The Fishmen don't appear in the castle. The freaking bone guys do, though. Defiled Necropolis does allow us to go up to the Fractured Shrines. All right, you know, we'll do it. Fine. Where am I? Here I am. Go to the castle. I don't know what's a good loadout for Death, actually. I mean, I've fought him plenty of times, but in my head, I'm like, he's a bit hard of a boss to catch up to quickly. He's always flying around, being very annoying. Spiked boots. Wow. And then you find a situation, well, I mean, it's a level 7 versus a level 4, but like, crits are still double damage compared to the Dagger of Prophet here. And it does more damage on a burning target, and it spreads oil. All right, goodbye, Dagger of Prophet. Oh, what the heck? I do like a little hop in the animation too, in the combo. I didn't know that this is what the attack pattern looked like here. They must have changed it at some point. In this game's, like, 10 years of existence. Oh, they must have changed it. Back in 2019. Aren't ranged weapons preferable for death? Says Datalink. That's what I'm thinking, yeah. He's a very, like, squirrely boss. We do have throwing daggers right now. They're pretty good throwing daggers with bleed and burn, of course. But the big, I guess the big thing for me on death is not chasing him down as much as it is dodging all of his ranged attack nonsense. Wow! Just throwing the daggers until they die. Use the rune? I didn't see that one at all. It had too much fire in the square. Dude, I have no idea. I think this is a terrible loadout. Okay, well that was also like very terrible. I think it's a terrible loadout that we have here, but it could work. Okay, that did one-shot him. I guess I'm trying to put too much pressure on the equipment, I think. Like, I'm not, this is not, brutality is usually not a color in which you kill things in one hit. You know, you kind of need that combo. You need the ability to hit enemies multiple times quickly. So the fact that I'm, you know, throwing daggers and enemies aren't dying, I'm kicking them a couple of times, especially on those elites and they're not dying, that's not a cause for alarm, which I in my head, I think it should be. I'm like, oh no, what do you mean I'm not killing enemies in one hit? Well, yeah, I'm not killing enemies in one hit because I'm not doing a tombstone run. That's the entire point of tombstone. This, not so much. So let's not worry about it. Let's just let the run go, you know? We'll see what this run can give us, because it's actually like very good right now. Hate that these guys take so many hits to kill, but like we're clearly building into a bit of a fire synergy here, so really, what I just need is more. Oh, you're just not getting burned, huh? I need more ways of utilizing the fire. Like, we have plus 40% damage on the boots, but really what we would like is plus 100% damage with burning oil, which we can almost certainly get. Ah! Random skills. Give me brutality. I don't know what I would take, though. We have what we want. I don't know what I would like, so I'm just not gonna buy anything. Oh, we do have to backtrack, though. Where is it? A little further ahead. I don't know if I like jumping up into the air on the second hit of the combo, though. I feel like that's gonna not get me killed, but that's gonna be a problem later. I'll probably, like, do a little hop, try to jump, it'll use my second jump, and then I won't be able to dodge something. That's where I anticipate this going. Well, you know what? I do love kicking an enemy in the head once and then running away. Alright, we got to 60. The whole reason why I didn't go through the door earlier, by the way. The portal. Maybe it's good that we're here, because when we're here in this biome, we don't have to worry about cursed chests. I don't want to have to worry about cursed chests. Although, you know, pan chucks plus damage on a burning target and then with combo, that's interesting. Balanced Blade is also a good combo because the damage increases when you strike repeatedly up to 10 successive hits. Although there's a little bit of a time delay with Balanced Blade where you still get the crits even if you're not attacking. It's like a couple of seconds, I assume. You got a little bit of a window. I don't know why you were falling so slowly. That's pretty good though. You know what? Fair enough. Kind of hard to light these enemies on fire as well when they're flying. Someone's teleporting after me. Whoa, where did you come from, buddy? Are these just normal enemies that spawn in this biome? What the heck? Does Death have a front side? It says Segus Jr. Can the pan crit? You know what? That's a good point. Death, I do not believe has a front side. Well, no, he does, right? Yeah, you know, Death would have a front side when he's facing you. He faces you and he faces away from you sometimes. Oh, I'll see you later then. I think I can kick those. Clearly, I'm not gonna do it here, but I think I could. So yeah, maybe the pan would work against Death nicely, or I hate you. Or maybe that Balanced Blade is what I'm thinking of, because if we're moving around a lot, we might not be able to get the combo as high as we would like it. There's a lot of shops on this floor. There's 3 of them. Oh, wait, it's a teleporter. So that's something that we could do. How did that not burn you? Thank you. Don't forget to grab that last portal when we leave as well. I'm telling myself this so I don't forget. I don't know, the more I'm using it, the more I'm like, dude, these boots are made for walking all over the enemy's faces. Like, that's actually like pretty good damage. Arcatraz says, bank robbery curse cleared. Have you been doing that challenge yourself? Oh my God. And you didn't let me know / record it so that I could make fun of you. I see how it is. Everyone gets to laugh at me. So these boots, they crit when an enemy is attacking. I feel like that's not really gonna matter that much in the death fight. You know, when he's attacking, we probably want to get the hell away from him, right? Oh, we did it with a 105 kill streak. Oh. Now I'm even less impressed because that's, for me, that's a Tuesday. Okay. Oh, really? I can't get through your door? All right. Just like one door. How much could be worth? What, 10 cells? All right. Well, we're basically done. Clunk, clunk, clunk. What the heck? That was an incredibly strange drop that I did. I think the only thing left to do is that room. That portal. Let's go do that portal. Architrave says, God, I would faceplant into the first spikes I found repeatedly. Look at the money. Lots of money, too, because this was an incentivized biome. I'm happy about that. Now, what do we have? Extra jump in midair on the amulet. No reason to get rid of it, although we should if the other amulet has jumps and stats, so we can take less damage if we get hit. This one doesn't, so we're just gonna go do it. Go this way. It's a bit of a long one. Still 2 little sections to go. Really 1, if you count this as one big section. All right. And we're done. I think, I will go back to the stores, and we're gonna spend some of this hard-earned cash on items, because I am thinking the boots, as good as they are, more reliable damage maybe with combo pans or combo balanced blade might be nice. Not a mimic. Does more damage than the spiked boots without a crit, less damage with a crit, but it is the same quality. Damage increases up to 90% when you strike repeatedly and inflicts critical hits after 10 successive hits. What does that mean? Hold up. 2139 divided by 1370. 1.56. Well, give me a -1 here. Or 1 over x, 0.64. Where is that 90% coming from? I guess it's 0.56, is roughly 90%. So this DPS value is the damage that you're getting up to 90% when you strike repeatedly. What's the critical hits after 10 then? You know what? I think I'm thinking about this incorrectly. Normally for weapons that do critical hits, the critical hits are more damage, but the balanced blade already has the more damage factored in. The critical hits is probably for things like Instinct of the Master at Arms. You know, critical hits give you some value. The critical hits of this weapon probably don't give you more damage. They probably just count as crits. So the balanced blade will do 2139. Because I don't think when it starts doing crits, it's gonna suddenly jump up in damage again, you know? The Panchucks do less damage, but they attack faster and they guaranteed crit from the front. 1700 versus 2139. But you know what? Why don't we go balanced blade? I think it'll be interesting. I like the attack of the weapon. It is quick, which is nice. Maybe we'll try a Panchuck later. Well, let's stick with this one for now. And then do we want to grab a shield? Do we need a shield? Yeah, we do need a shield if we're going to fight this boss, so I'll upgrade the shield as well. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. It still has a fire synergy on it as well. But yeah, I don't believe that this weapon is going to all of a sudden increase in power once it starts critting. I think it's just going to count as crits for other equipment and for other perks. So for this, why don't we just do a quick little refresh and... Okay, we could use the collector syringe. I don't know how well that works on death, but I imagine it works very well on death. What we do not need is other ways of inflicting, garbage grappling hook. Other ways of inflicting fire, because our daggers also inflict fire. Knife dance, pretty good. Corrosive cloud, not so much. Yeah, okay. Nothing there really interests me. There was another shop too. I want to go take a look at that one. I think we didn't take any damage on the entire floor, which is honestly surprising because I was very worried about the kick from those boots interrupting my jumps or dodges or whatnot, and it seems like that is not the case. Powerful grenade. Cluster grenade. Much longer cooldown on it. You know, we could probably dump the flamethrower turret. Just take like a powerful grenade instead. You don't need oil, but it does function as a powerful grenade. I don't think we need sinew slicer. I am thinking about the upcoming fight. Knife dance, a victim of bleeding spreads it. I don't know, this is probably just a skip. Grappling hook is always tempting. Double damage when you grapple onto an enemy, but let's save our cash. We've already spent a lot on this floor. We took our sweet time at the end of this floor as well, just looking at equipment too. All right, let's skedaddle. Aranistan, welcome. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time. How are you doing? It says, what in tarnation? Old man Aranistan coming back to visit. Double damage impaler, huh? I mean, it's a lot of damage. Goodness. I don't know, do we roll double damage impaler and try to flawless death with... We're never gonna get the flawless, but it is still 3200 DPS. With a sizable little bit of range on it as well. I mean, that's pretty good, actually. I like it. Yeah, you know, plus damage on a burning target as well. No reason to reroll this ever. You know what? I'm sorry, balanced blade, but something better came up. I'm gonna risk it all on trying to not die with the impaler. Hey, you know what? If disengagement works, all we gotta do is go through a door. We've learned that lesson on the last run. What do we take, though? I've seen people say that Frostbite is still a 10 out of 10, but I don't know. I don't like that it pulls aggro so much. More ammo might actually be kind of decent. I think we'll go for Armadillo Pack at the end of this floor. Nothing in this next biome really benefits too much from having the dodge roll parry. We could buff our own damage maybe with the combo. It's not amazing with this weapon. Refill after killing 10 elites also causes one more elite to spawn in each biome. Next melee attack after using a skill inflicts more damage, melee kills make you invisible. Melee kills inflict bleeding, 48 DPS for 1.5 seconds. So it does 72 damage of bleeding. It's not that much. It's really there for synergy potential. I don't know, maybe we go combo, we try to build up combos. I really don't think that's what we want to do. I think, like, wouldn't you much rather just recycle food and then get like a permanent 20% damage bonus? I think you would rather just go for gastronomy and get a permanent 22% damage bonus for the next floor. Well, it's not permanent, but it's for the next floor. Jackman says, no, I wouldn't. That's why I'm the one who's beaten BC5. I don't know if that's actually true. Maybe you have beaten BC5 in Dead Cells. I don't know. Ranistan says, school was killing me. Well, hopefully you're alive. And not being killed anymore. That's pretty good damage. Oh, you're coming. Gotcha. So there's no, let me see if I can remember this. There's no cursed chest on this floor. In theory, well, that's up against the wall. In theory, we can much more safely handle the floor in whatever way we desire. So I'm trying to do that here, trying to be a little bit fast, keep the malaise meter down. Not really cared too much about what direction we're going in, just go. Just go, forehead. Try not to get hit when possible, of course. What was, oh, that was a spawned enemy, of course. Hey ya. Hey ya. Whoa! I did not expect that. All right. I'm a little. It's a very screechy door. I'm a little quiet because I'm worried. I'm very worried about getting hit once and then nearly dying because I'm taking double damage from this. So I'm trying to focus a little bit, trying to make sure that I'm, you know, not being an idiot running directly into the enemies getting hit. But we do have a lot of damage right now. And as we stack up our gastronomy, in theory, you know what? Oh, you did get me. In theory, we can get to some like absurd damage for the Dracula fight with this weapon because it is double damage. We're never gonna crit up against a wall, but that's fine. Nutcracker. I do hate getting hit there, of course. Losing my weird layout. Like, very weird layout. This is normally at the top of the floor. Outside of the dungeon here. Yeah, little rough. We'll figure it out. I might be saying Dracula fight. I mean death fight. We're fighting death. It's Dracula's floor, and depending on the path you take, this is the prequel to our Drac the Man. Third level malaise. Do enemies start teleporting faster at level 3? Let me see. Oh, please don't have that actually be a curse chest. Enemies spawn faster enemy teleport, yeah. Forget sometimes. Yeah, good, not a mimic. Or not a curse. It's not to say that the curses are terribly difficult to deal with here, it's just, you know, I'd rather not. Gotta look, because every bit of food that we find is damage for the boss fight, since I took gastronomy. We can always get rid of gastronomy and take combo for the fight. But I don't know if combo is what I'm looking for. You know, combo is, it's like 5% damage for every hit. And it stacks for 2.5 seconds. So for combo, I'd have to hit like for combo, I'd have to hit many times, stay aggressive and never run from death to have it be worth more. And I don't even think that's correct. I think it's like 2% damage, not 5% damage. I don't know. Jackman says, how would level 1 stats for this whole game actually go? If you did level 1 stats in Dead Cells for the whole game, there would come a point very early on where you would get one shot and killed by everything. Because you start the game at 100 HP. Right now I have 2,000. You can end this game with like 50,000 HP. You get hit for like 15,000 at a time. Yeah, level 1ing Dead Cells is not a good idea. You know, electrodynamics would be kind of nice. Because you would also have the problem of not being able to do any damage, because damage in this game scales exponentially. Your first few scrolls increase your damage by a small amount, but subsequent scrolls increase your damage by an increasing amount. Dude, what if I just grab the syringe? What if I just grab the syringe, spin to win, and then obliterate death? A part of me does want to do that. Because a part of me thinks it's actually going to be very easy. Is there really nothing here? Alright, guess I'll get this scroll fragment. Shut up! You should fly to me, and by flying to me, you're not going to be protected. You're still protected, huh? There we go. See ya. Isn't there one-shot protection in this game? So, I mean, there is, but the one-shot protection has a cooldown. So you would have to always use one-shot protection to stay alive, or disengagement. And then acknowledge that if you get hit twice in a row, you're dead anyways. No, level 1 in this game is... I'm sure there's someone out there who's done it like, I beat level 1 Dead Cells. It only took 50 hours. I'm so good at this game. No, you're not so good at this game. What you have, though, is a lot of free time. Still scroll left. Malaise cleared. Not food. Did we find both food items? We have not, which means we need to finish killing off all of the enemies on this floor. Hey. Hey. Thank you. Because one of these enemies is gonna have a food item if we haven't found it yet. Unfortunately, lots of scrolls that are not red on this floor. I mean, last run, I think it was either last run or the run before that, we had 3 non-tactics scrolls, I think? That was pretty good. Missing the wall food? Nope, we found the wall food. Because wall food is the cursed food. Enemy food is the clean food, so we still have to explore a little bit more here. I don't have bonus jumps because I got rid of the amulet. Like a fool. I did it knowingly though, you know. Whoops. I didn't do it accidentally. I was like, yeah, okay, 2 scrolls to 3 scrolls, we lose the bonus jumps, whatever. Do I regret it? Yes. I do in fact regret it now. But, whatever, we'll heal later. Hello? So there's 3 and 4 enemies, 5, 6 enemies remaining. One of them's got the food in it, so we'll look. You were spawned, so you're not gonna have the food. You guys might have the food. Well, there is an enemy up here. Do you have the food? Oh, literally the food was right here. Oh, I thought that was a skull behind the coin on the door. You know what? I didn't notice the food even drop, and then when I looked at the map lied to me. We have in fact found the food, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know why I went up here to kill these two enemies if we already found it, but now we can leave, certainly. But if there was a shop, which there was, I'm going to buy something. Just because something is not, unless something is coded to be impossible, don't say it can't be done. Someone with too much time on their hands will do it, says Segus Jr. Pretty much. This is the easy way out. Let's not go the easy way out. We can kill literally every boss in the game in about 4 seconds with this. We don't need to do it. Except for the final boss, of course. Sinew Slicer is not very good. Telluric Shock is not very good. I need something else that can hit death. And I gotta admit, the Knife Dance or the Cat strikes my interest here. The Cat's not gonna do that much damage on its own, although we can carry the Cat, in which case it might. But we can also crit with the Cat, and that's pretty sizable damage. So you know what? I'm gonna take Cat over Holy Water, and then we can always just, when it's on our back like this, it will claw enemies, so we can just carry it, and then I think it'll hop off after a while and get bored. Give me a sec, I wanna see. That's such an adorable animation when you're falling. All right, let's get the heck out of here. Yeah, we don't need the fire. We have fire on these, and we're not even really dealing with fire damage on this boss because the fire's not going to apply. But which maybe is an indication that we should not be using this weapon. Maybe this is an indication that we should actually be using something else. But we still have double damage, so it's not like we're going to be suffering. Let's get back up to full health. And then let's get the heck out of here. Probably shouldn't do this because it's a waste of time. But plus 40% damage, it's pretty good. If you're into that sort of thing. So what are we looking for here? We can't re-roll the Impaler. Throwing knives, we might burn death, although it's gonna not be consistent at all. Really, a fire grenade is what I would love, but we never found one, so we can't apply that fire consistently. But the Impaler damage is still pretty good. It's pretty much gonna be doing 8,000 DPS. We're not gonna get the crits. It's fair enough. We need to take Rolling Shield as well. Do we want combo? You know what? I'm going to... I don't think we want combo. I went into this run being like, we're gonna try to do some combo. Here I am taking the exact same mutations I always take. Mostly because I don't want to re-roll multiple times and waste money just to get gastronomy again later. But we need the Rolling Shield for this boss. And the guaranteed damage from gastronomy fits this boss better because we're gonna be running a lot. You know, it's not like it's the giant or the Hand of the King where we can get it in there and stay in there. This guy literally has an AoE attack where you gotta get away from him to avoid being hit by it, I think. I don't know if you can just dodge roll through it. Normally AoE attacks you can't dodge roll out of, but maybe this is one of those where you can do that. Yo, we actually... We actually can crit him up against the wall? That's incredible. AoE. That's the AoE. He's dead. Let's actually go. So, dude, Impaler. It works because when he's up against the left and the right side, it's a fake, I forgot, it's a fake wall that appears there. So you do get the crits when he's up against that fake wall. Bam, 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 bam. Same thing on the right side. Grab this. No, grab this. No. Yep, and then during the fight, I didn't mention it, but I was thinking about that too. In theory, if death appears like right here, you can hit him, and that counts as a wall when you're hitting him on that platform, but it's really hard to make that happen. Death likes to be at specific points in that arena, like right in the middle, or right above the walkway, or under it, or up against the wall. You'd have to hit him as he's moving. What the hell? You'd have to hit him as he's moving up against the platform, but I mean, we did it. Sonic Carbine, okay. Double damage. Toxic Cloud. 14,000 DPS, 28,000 DPS on a crit. Dude, I don't know. Seems pretty good to me. Pasty Cake says, enemies that are also partially in floors or ceilings can get critically hit. Super shift. Yeah, maybe we do shift now. Again, another reason why I prefer gastronomy over combo, because combo is conditional. Gastronomy isn't. At least if you're fighting bosses. You're gonna eat the food from the previous floor. Sonic Carbine, by default, it's more damage than Impaler. It's ranged. It's got a negative. The negative is we won't be able to re-roll it unless we try to re-roll it into something that gets like a burning damage synergy that doubles the damage for free. But it is still very, very good. I mean, that's just absurd damage value. So I think we'll say goodbye, Impaler. Hello, legendary Sonic Carbine with poison synergy. Still rolling the level 4 throwing knives too. Sonic Carbine goes burr. The only thing I have to remind myself of is when you stop firing the carbine, you can't dodge for a minute. So when you stop firing the carbine, or rather, you need to stop firing the carbine before you need to dodge. That's what I have to remind myself of. Rossed says, have you done the Castlevania bosses in Boss Rush already? What do you mean? I've done a lot of Boss Rush, not with the Castlevania bosses, but I know that they exist in Boss Rush. They're not changed in Boss Rush, are they? I know that they have enhanced versions in Boss Rush, but that's not specifically what you asked. Oh, ow, ow. You know what? You didn't get punched? I am incredibly disappointed in you, game. Donk. I do love that donk. I love a good donk. Now the one thing, if we can even say it's a one thing here, the damage from this is still a little on the low wonky side, but we'll figure it out. Okay. You've got to go. All the annoying ranged enemies on the top floor have to go. I think I'm also gonna do a little bit of... No, we should Should we push forward a little bit so we have like another platform to focus on, or should we just go and get the cursed chest? I think we should just go and get the cursed chest. I was thinking of the enhanced versions. I've not seen the enhanced versions of the Castlevania bosses, no. But... oh wow, another carbine. I have ideas for maybe what they could be, but... nothing definitive. I mean, no. And this is gonna be a little scary. We've already cleared out the upper area. This is how we have to go home. This direction. At least get one easy kill there. Now's my focus face. Like I gotta focus on this. I see you. And I see you. And I see you. Okay. You've got to go. Well, I killed someone. We should really activate the cat as well. Definitely forgot about the cat. You know what? You don't teleport because you have a movement ability. Good. Okay. I don't know why I was so scared of fighting you. Well, I can imagine why. Fire. Well, there's a better application of fire, but we said no to this earlier, and at this point, we're not relying on it for our damage. We're relying on the double damage from the carbine. What's the kitty cat? The cat's a kitty cat. What do you expect from the cat? He claws people's faces out. There we go. Wow! Well, that's okay. Disengagement will literally come back. But that's why you gotta plan your dodges a little bit more here. Corrosive Cloud. Have you gotten the achievement for the cat in death? I have every achievement in this game. Stun grenade. Spreads oil. Hayabusa boots. Bumps enemies further. We don't need a weapon if we're gonna be rolling this the whole game. Double damage. Fantastic. What boss are we gonna fight? I guess we're gonna go fight spoiler boss. Which means what boss are we gonna fight? We're currently here. Go Mausoleum? Don't really want to go maybe we do want to go Mausoleum on this one. Our weapon's super slow though, but we did Clock last time. I mean, we could do Guardian's Haven. Giant. I feel like this is a good Giant run. Let's do Giant. We'll go Fractured Shrines into Sepulcher into Giant, since it's also an incentivized biome. So if we're doing Giant, what do we want? We want Corrosive Cloud because the stun grenade doesn't do anything. So we'll go Corrosive Cloud. What are we gonna get rid of? We can probably get rid of the cat, but the cat also does more damage on poison targets and spreads oil. And it's a cat, so you know what? Why don't you replace the powerful grenade? It does burn the ground immediately. All right, that seems good enough for me. I would still be very much interested in getting like another, Y weapon, because I'm rolling the throwing at daggers we've had since the very beginning of the game. At some point, something better has to come along, right? I'm still like throwing in the dagger, like its damage or its effects actually matter. They really don't. Donna. Random weapons. This is what we need. We need another weapon. I do love a good glaive. We're kind of going ranged brutality because of that legendary pickup for now. More damage on bleeding and poison is definitely what we're looking for. So you know what? This has neither. Let's re-roll. It's not what I meant. Double damage firebrands. I mean, that makes us take quad damage. I don't want quad damage. Shots pierce, shoots an arrow behind you, upwards and in front of you. Pyrotechnics. Pyrotechnics we could take, Giant Killer we could take, but our Sonic Carbine is only slightly less. I think we can go Pyrotechnics. It doesn't shoot up. Well, here's the question. Would we ever use this other than Sonic Carbine if it doesn't shoot up? The answer is no. Okay, you know what? Fair enough. You don't want to sell me anything? I don't want to buy anything. Just don't get hit. This is Jackman. Stop hitting yourself! Stop hitting yourself! $57 poison damage per tick. That's not a lot of poison damage. That was one throwing dagger, 2 birds. Look it up. Random skills. Let's see what we've got. What did I say we were fighting? Giant? What would we like for the giant? None of this. Actually, the cat does work pretty well for the giant. Fire grenade. We're not really going fire synergy anymore. Poison synergy would be ideal. It's tempting to reroll the Sonic Carbine to try to get more damage against a poison target, but it does seem unnecessary, doesn't it? Vampirism is melee attack, healing. Covers the ground with oil, plus damage on a poisoned target. Covers the ground with oil that burns when destroyed. Smoke bomb, caloric shock. Who are we fighting? Right, giant. If we're gonna go fight the giant, none of this matters. You know, an infantry grenade does seem pretty good, but I don't want to get rid of the cat for it. Dude, Serenade, on the other hand. Yeah. Now we're talking. Reroll this for more damage on a poison target. We have damage that's just going out there and doing its own thing. Are we ever really gonna want to swap and hit with melee though? No. So again, I'm like, none of this interests me. Dude, even the freaking daggers are like getting the job done. By the way, your melee tiers increased. One of these days we'll solve that problem. Come here. I'm just waiting for you to come over here so I can kill you and get melee's reduction for free. That's basically what you are. Your free melee's reduction. Hey. Did I even check? No, I didn't. I was gonna say, did I even check to see what the legendary was? It was Corrosive Cloud, you dummy. Right, I always forget about the fact that we can get those here. Someone told me that, and this does seem to be accurate, that you can only get 4 floor runes giving you bonus scrolls over the course of a run. If you miss one, can another one spawn later, or is it like one-time use only in the level generation code? hope that they would be able to appear later, because, you know, it's your boy. I'm bad at noticing things like that. I feel like my microphone is also blocking my line of sight more than usual here. Can be used to attack, bleeds on a parry. I think we can swap. I don't think Alucard's shield does anything special in the backpack, but I can't think of a reason really to just not equip this over the other one. You know what? Wipe you. Is this the end? Oh Lord, that almost... It wasn't gonna kill me, it was gonna disengage me though. Alright, finally got our mapping. I do love killing those guys with it. The Sonic Carbine, you just keep shooting and eventually they'll just kill themselves. Meow, meow. Alright, we got plenty to keep exploring though. Like that scroll. Talking about the bonus floor runes? Yeah, if... Apparently you can only get like 4 of them over the course of a run, but if you miss one of them, will it reappear later in another level? Or do they only spawn 4 of them over the course of the run whether or not you interact with them? That's what I'm curious about. Because some levels, it's just really hard to find them if they spawn. We're gonna be grabbing these for healing purposes, I think. But, I'll just grab it right now. We get hit once, we're gonna die anyways, but let's just not have to worry about the backtracking on that. How come you didn't aggro on that? That was strange. Jackman says, I believe they will not respawn. I'm translating a little bit here from Jackish to Abish. But I believe that's what he's saying. Okay. I mean, I don't know. Personally speaking, I have no freaking idea. I didn't even, you know, notice that you would only get 4 of them over a run until someone told me. I'll buy it. We're gonna get cursed on the next floor, so having this is handy, and we're gonna get the money back anyways just by going down to the next floor, because for some reason it's incentivized, even though I go here all the damn time. Pac-Man says, I don't keep track of the number I find. Me neither. So if we go Sepulcher Giant, that should be a good fight for us. Salt Shield, Sapphire Amulet, Infantry Grenade. What I like about it is that it does make the curse easier. But I don't think we need any of this. I always check. Definitely don't need combo now. Yo, that's a bank. That's a bank on the cavern biome. That's actually, like, extremely good. Oh my god, the floor is gonna suck. but it's a bank. Level 12 equipment, here we come. There it is. Just don't accidentally get yourself cursed. Don't get yourself cursed. Sure. Bank me. Oh, I saw a scroll. I want it! There is that guaranteed curse chest in this biome, but I've got the easy way of handling these guys. You have a scroll for me. How the cat didn't kill you in one hit? I'm incredibly disappointed. Oh, I did forget about the flying jerks as well. We gotta do this as fast as we can. We gotta do this before we get spawned. Oh, that's a pretty nice crossbow. Not for the giant fight, of course, but shots leave a trail of flames on a repeater crossbow is really decent. Good damage, too. The rooting effect is really the prime value here. Oh, you know what? Quiver of bolts does not fire the burn. It's the other one. But, goodbye. Alright. Let's do it. I'm only a little scared, and by only a little, I mean I'm incredibly scared. But that's just par for the course with me and Curse. I'll do it, but that doesn't mean I have to like it. 8 more. This guy might aggro? I don't know, I forget. They'll definitely aggro. I feel incredibly lucky to be alive. Feel like I did that very incorrectly. And you're an elite. I don't want any part of that. Even though there's a fat guy there. No, 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 no. We're about to get Malay spawning. Oh, you're dead. Beautiful. Just panic a little bit, and you'll be fine. I never feel good in that situation. Sorry, I thought I heard someone knocking on my door. It's not the first time I've heard that. Yesterday I thought I heard someone knocking on my door in the middle of the stream, and then when my stream was over, I noticed that someone had bought pizza, and I was very disappointed. And I was like, maybe that's what the knock was for. Maybe someone was going to buy pizza. And I never did figure out if that's the case or not. You're gonna expand. No, you're dead! That was very fast. Ghost. It's a ghost! Dude, I have to replace these throwing knives. They're not doing anything. We will replace them on this floor at some point. But for now, I'm gonna keep exploring. We don't know where the mimic's gonna be on this floor. Sadist Stiletto. Technically good with the synergies that we have, but not actually what we're looking for. If we're rolling the range that we have, what we do not need, just let me look at me. What we do not need is a melee weapon that synergizes with what we have, I think. Just have to wait for those daggers to come fly up to me off screen. At least we're done with the curse. I just, on this floor, I just get so panicky with the curse because of, you know, reasons. Yo, that's very interesting. I like it. It's a legendary meat skewer. 75% bonus damage for hits in the back, double damage from burning oil and spreads oil. Yo, we could completely swap the build, and instead of Sonic Carbine, we can go meat skewer build. I think I will swap amulets. We should always take an amulet that has more scrolls. Architrave says it's more likely to be Russian mobsters than someone asking if I want pizza. I hope not. You did not transform. Thank you. And I'm not just saying that because I don't want to have to, you know, fight Russian mobsters. I'm saying that because I just like pizza. What did I do to deserve, and I'm saying this in a positive way, what did I do to deserve not having infinity already elite large gold gorgers? Because they're all just normal size today. Let's chill for a bit. Pasty Cake says, fun fact, I recently noticed you get more gold from the bats if you let them explode. That is true. One explosive gold grenade will be enough to level up a gold gorger. The problem is it's actually very difficult to let those guys actually explode on their own. If you have a pet, especially Serenade's gonna ice them. If you have damage over time effects, those are gonna ice them. If you have on roll, you fire a bomb, that's gonna ice them. If it was easier to not kill the gold grenades, I'd be more prone, I think, to trying to do it more frequently, but because it's so finicky to do it, I just kind of ignore it. I'd much rather just kill them. The other thing is that because... Do I have jumps? Yes. Because they, Oh, the other reason why I don't like doing it is because they always spawn with gold gorgers too. So if you see a couple of gold bats, there's probably gold gorgers somewhere nearby. Yeah. La, la. Okay, last one, I think. Well, this is the last one, I think. All right, which money do you get from this? 36,881, 4331, 46,800, so it's like 4,800, 4,500 maybe? War Spear. Wow, this thing does so much damage. Well, actually not that much. Although, 100% bonus damage to a target covered in burning oil, spreads oil, we can get fire. It's level 12. Would we rather have this? $80,000 DPS. Well, I don't know. I need to run a test on how the damage stacking from burning oil works with the plus 345% base damage, but like, this is not bad. We can just get like a throwing fire creator, get the war spear. Shut-a-chut, shut-a-chut, shut-a-chut. That's like the attack of it. Oh, I can't actually attack in this room, which is the unfortunate thing. All the Sonic Carbine has is Toxic Cloud for the legendary effect and double damage. But the War Spear with burning oil, it's a lot of damage. I think this is a good swap. I think this is an okay swap. Goodbye, Sonic Carbine. You've done good, kid, but the stats on this is what I like about it. It's very easy to get burning on enemies, and we can just swap out the grenade on, or not the grenade, we can swap out the dagger on this floor because there should be a shop. I mean, there was a weapon shop, and I think it already had something that was fire-based, so I will definitely swap out to it. Rip Sonic Carbine, but you know what? It's not so much a rip as it is a thank you for your service. You're gonna get very large. You're gonna expand, yep. They didn't attack me though, and there's more gold. Did he expand? There is a big one already up there, and for some reason he hasn't aggroed on me, so... Oh, he's not big. I thought there was a big one. Here, hold on. I don't know, like, I am incredibly surprised we got through that. Not living through it, but I'm incredibly surprised we got through that without making a big one spawn. Poisons enemies that wound you, burns the ground, spread out stats. We have 7 survival. Yeah, we're gonna swap amulets. We're too far heavy in one direction. I do not intend to be here. That was a cluster. I'm not gonna say that I'm at no fault on that one. I am incredibly at fault on that one. I could not have handled that situation any worse, and yet still be relatively fine. One went medium, the other went medium. I thought I had killed so many enemies that by that time they would have both become big. I guess not. Wow, that's someone's dream iron staff, plus 40% damage, plus 50% at max health, crits plus 20%. For me, sell. I'm not sure Abe wants this run to be at all educational, says Arcatraz. What are you talking about? Oh right, I didn't even really consider that meat skewer yet. Are you the splits? You know what, we healed quite a lot off of getting hit like 6 times. All right, we're gonna go more stats. Hemorrhage. I mean, at this point I'll grab it, but we're not gonna take it. That was poor. That was poorly played. I want to check out that meat skewer though. The meat skewer's damage was not that good, but it does have that plus 75% crits in the back. And then of course, guaranteed crits that are easy to activate. And bonus damage against oil. So, you know, I'm looking at the meat skewer like, that's pretty good. Funnily enough, what this makes me want to do is it makes me want to go fight the servants, because I think it's very funny. War Spear is useless on boss fights for the most part. I guess here's the first thing we're gonna do. Get rid of this. Check out the shops. I don't know if there's a mimic on this floor anymore. Maybe the mimic has, oh, of course. Maybe the mimic has left, never to appear again on this this biome, I don't know. There's fire, and the fire does have me tempted. Let me check out the weapon shop first. Right? Yeah. Tasty Cake says, I wish the Iron Staff would either parry projectiles or not at all. I sometimes fall into the same camp of, oh, parry, oh wait, not that. Because it only parries certain things. Well, you're not a mimic. You want the meat skewer? Double damage against targets covered in burning oil, 50,000 DPS. The crit from the meat skewer is almost just the war spear damage. So you know what? I think we say no to the meat skewer. I think we just take the war spear, because then we can get the fire brand, and the war spear on crits will do more damage, but it's very unlikely to ever happen. But its damage is still the same as the meat skewer anyways. Sure, it loses out on the hits in the back damage bonus, but like, whatever. So we'll do a, well, when did I lose disengagement? Oh, right. Literally the last enemies that I was fighting, huh? Sorry, Meat Skewer. Meat Skewer is pretty good. I do like it, but we'll roll this. Then very dangerous food shop. You gave me 2 La Baguettes. You know, that's actually kind of nice. That's a damage bonus. My damage bonus. So we got that one, we got that one, we got that one. 1, 2, 3, and then we're out. 1. So we're at full health, and we got the damage bonus for the next floor. Let's go. And then this one. There's a lot of food on the floor for sure. This one. And then, real quick, I think this was the skill shop. I just want to take a quick look. No, this was the weapon shop. Never mind. It was the other one that was a skill shop. I just want to take a quick look and see if maybe there's something there that's better than the cat. Because we are on a level 12 floor. I mean, if I could get a level 12 cat, you know, that's a nice upgrade. We can take a split second to do this. Of course, Spinner, but we're not gonna take Spinner. No. 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 No, okay. I'm out. Dun, 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 dun. I feel like, in theory, we have a very strong build for Mr. Giant. We should be able to get double damage basically immediately. Just one of these and then start smacking. Although there is a giant killer. 100,000 DPS, but no extra damage against targets in burning oil. So you know what? Level 12 giant killer, fun weapon. Got the War Spear. It's gonna be hard against the eye to not yeet myself forward, but we'll try. Spreads oil, burns. That's all fine. This is all fine. Let's do it. Da, 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 da. And we have the rolling dodge roll for canceling some of his I forgot to light it on fire. Just waiting for another one of these to fall down. There we go. Yeah, I forgot to light it on fire the first time. Sweet. And there's a cat, would you look at that? You know what? Double damage on burning oil spreads oil. It's like the perfect cat. 83,000 DPS Assassin's Blade. No thank you. Okay. Where to now? I think we should go castle. Legendary phaser. Generates a toxic cloud around you. Well, that's a kind of a waste. I love how many items exist in this game, but some of the legendaries are just useless. I can't, like, oh my god, what would a legendary grappling hook be? It only gets one affix anyways, arrows. What would it do on top of that? Nothing? It's a queen, I think, on a ledge, that painting. Is this really an incentivized biome? Wow, they really changed the algorithm on incentivized biomes. I'm getting so many biomes that are incentivized, even though they're just like common. Like I go here roughly. I don't know. Half the time? I guess it's either this or the queen, well, or Dracula. So 50-50 is not appropriate, but you know, roughly a third, maybe. Fire the cat! I forgot that when you activate the cat, there's a brief moment where you can't fire the cat. So in my head, I'm like, fire the cat! Sir, we can't! The cat, it's not ready yet. I still have gastronomy on, don't I? Ooh, double damage serenade. That I'll think about. I really have I think we're good here. Although corrosive cloud with double stacks is better than probably a higher quality corrosive cloud. Well, I did kill you in one hit. That was pretty decent. $32,000 damage per hit of the cat. That's pretty good. I think I was in the middle of a thought and then I didn't finish it. It's very, very common. Hello. 2 extra jumps in midair. Don't need it. Getting a lot of cells. Unfortunately, we don't need any of them. A lot of cash, too. I love watching that guy just not know what to do with his life. Yeah, War Spear is good enough. War Spear is a great weapon. Yeah, thank God, by the way, that there's a delay when you interact with that. Because I definitely interacted with it, and I'm so glad it didn't actually pick up. You have to hold the button down to pick up those things. Dun, 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 dun. I wonder how good this firebrand actually is. I mean, it's level 12, right? I assume there's no reason to interact with the shop then. We have the equipment that we want. Level 12 War Spear, double damage on fire, easy fire access. Corrosive Cloud is really just here for just a little bit of extra damage. Actually, the firebrands are killing enemies in one hit. We don't even need to engage at all. At all. This is gonna be a chest. Another polo power. Don't need it, don't want it, don't care for it. Another chest, lots of chests. Also very strange level generation where you have to have the wall climb rune and the floor pound rune to access this one. That's very unusual. Ah, down here, I see. Guess we could just, oh God, go through the blue door to get here. Oh, guess we're not going this way. Arcatraz says, frankly, I'm shocked you've just had the pet for as long as you have on this run. I don't mind pets. In Dead Cells, I only really mind one pet, and it is really Mushroom Boy, because when you're trying to kill enemies, very specifically, he prevents you from doing that. But I like the cat, and I really like Serenade. The damage from Serenade is absurd. I'll take a cool cat. Ow. Probably should not have gone that heavy in running past the Guardian Knight. Should never, ever run past Guardian Knights, and yet I still do. I'm very aware of how easily they can kill people with the spin to win. Kind of thought Owl was on that list. Admittedly, that's a legendary hyperlight sword. I think I hate it. Admittedly, I did forget about the Owl, which just goes to show you how I think about the Owl. I also did forget about the Leggy Boy as well, who I also hate, so, oh well. Owl I don't like because I take a lot of damage, and then if you don't have your Owl, you're missing out on a lot. Leggy Boy just never seems to work for me. Critical hits do more damage applies 2 stacks instead of 1 with the gun. You know, I hate to say it, maybe this is really, really good. Critical hits plus 50%? Marks its target to make Hardlight Sword deal critical damage. Ammo doesn't recharge passively. Recharges the ammo when you use the sword. This is my wrong browser tab. Hyper Light Sword Dead Cells. Mark duration is 4 seconds. Inflicting another mark refreshes the duration. Maximum amount of marks is 6. So it doubles the speed of being able to apply the mark, but the maximum number of marks is 6 still. Critical hits plus 50%. The gun cannot inflict critical hits. Okay. You think we could reroll this to, you know, plus 100% damage on burning oil? It'd do more damage than the War Spear, because the War Spear is not going to crit on bosses. But if we get, you know, I mean, it's got 9 ammo too. I hate that it pushes you forward when you swing. But this is an interesting weapon. It could, in theory, do a ton of damage. I'm just realizing I actually have no way of applying fire if I get rid of the fire brands. So we would need a fire grenade or reroll the sword into bleed poison. It's got a lot of damage though. Sorry for me like taking a minute, but I've never liked this weapon. So, oh, where the hell are we going? Never liked this weapon, so I'm thinking maybe this is where I actually try to learn to like this weapon, you know? Like, its default damage is not gonna be that good at all, but it's 5 times higher with any mark, and then I think the damage is even better on a mark, right? You know what? You're right, the cloud does burn, but not for long, not for long. Give me a second here, I want to look at this. The crit damage is calculated by multiplying the normal damage by a certain multiplier determined by how many marks the enemy has. Maximum is 2.5 for 6 marks. Minimum is 1.1. I see. And then it's increased by another 50% on top of it. So in order to do 114,000 DPS, we really need to hit with 3 bullets to get 6 marks. Okay. I mean, I think we should try it. I think we should try it because I've never had a version of this weapon that I liked. What we'll do though is we'll come in here and we'll fight this room and see how it goes to start with. I mean, there was 40,000 damage in 1 hit. What? Oh my god, dude, I hate. Honestly, I might just not take it because the sword pushes you forward. I did kill them both in 1 hit, though. Like, the fact that the sword pulls you forward is just garbage. What a terrible weapon. One mark is appropriate for basic enemies, it seems. Taco Sunday says, I hate the attack chain on this weapon. Like, I'm thinking about what we're gonna do on the freaking Hand of the King fight. I'm gonna roll behind the king, attack once, it's gonna pull me in front of him, and then I'm gonna get hit. That's what's gonna happen. I mean, here's the thing, the War Spear does the same damn thing, so it's not like one weapon does and one weapon doesn't. Both weapons do. But we're gonna give it a try. We're gonna try out this weapon and see how it goes. I would like to keep the fire synergy. I guess the Toxic Cloud does create fire. It's got a long cooldown though. Burns the ground, burns the ground. Holy water burns. Could take a turret that burns. The cat poisons, which is not what we're looking for. Bleeding causes poisoning. Victims burn when they die. Sinew slicer. I don't know what I'm looking for. I really don't. I'm just looking. Just having a good time. This is literally what I asked for. But we don't have bonus damage on the hard light sword yet. But if we get it, we would like to have it. We have oil. You know what? I don't think we need it. Does oil refresh the burn duration? Because if so, we can just keep hitting and that'll keep applying oil. I think. Let's get out of here. 15% food bonus damage. There it is. The crit number on the card is with max stats. Max stacks. Yes, I believe that Hard Light Sword's 114,000 DPS requires 6 marks, which, because we have the legendary version, is only 3 bullets. But Hard Light Sword does require you to, it requires you to put in a lot of effort to get a lot of value out of it, it seems. For sure. All right, let's get out of here. Let's try it. I didn't even look at the DPS on that one. 32 scrolls in red. Let's do it. I think that's one positive for the Impaler over the War Spear, is the fact that the Impaler does not push you forward. What's funny is that sometimes this weapon doesn't pull me forward. Oh, only at the doorways. Only at the... Which itself is a bug, by the way. The fact that the sword doesn't push you forward when you're adjacent to a door. What garbage, right? All right, let's do it. I have the cat still, right? I think so. It would make sense if the oil resets the fire timer. I hope so, because I don't really have other ways of applying fire. Well, what a whiff. I keep forgetting to apply the marks again. I mean, we did get the flawless, so I guess I can't complain. I have, but I do need to combo attack, mark, attack, mark, because I keep letting the marks expire. But there you go. Cat, the most important part. This is Taco Sunday. The cat I did whiff on once, but he was in there. He was smacking. He was applying oil passively. Well, I like that the cat applies oil passively. I don't think we need the infantry grenade, although it is a good grenade. Nah. Boring legendaries. Although we did get this level 10 Hyperlight Sword, which is pretty good. Oh, and I'm kind of dumb. I forgot to re-roll it to look for bonus damage on burning. I'm not gonna do that now. We will do that after this biome, because this is the last biome. The cat also deals double damage after the oil's on there. It looked like that boss was on fire for a long time. So I don't know if the oil is resetting the burn timer, but he was oiled up quite nicely. I'm sorry, cat. I did just eat you off the edge of the level. Luckily, you know, you land on your feet. The one thing about the gun is that if it does kill things in one shot, it means I'm not able to level it up at all, or sorry, recharge it, I should say. So that's gonna be recycled, because there's a guaranteed food shop on the floor. What? Hello. It really is just like, shoot them once, smack them. Then you don't overkill them quite as much. Meow. So I think with 2 stacks, it's doing 1.5 times normal damage. That's the crit damage. So instead of 36,000 DPS, it's roughly, what, 54? It's not too bad. Lightning bolts! That was just a dead end, too. Just had a freaking elite in it. And then, again, hopefully after this floor we will, yeah, I saw that coming. The cat's going! I didn't hit him at all. I whiffed on every sword attack because the range of this thing is just, it always confuses, oh, kitty. It always confuses me. Oh, there's the food shop. We'll get you later. There's our lore room. There we go, this is what I was looking for. If only this guy wasn't so mobile. Like, I've had runs, though, where you open the door and he's already dead because we just shoot once through the aperture of the keyhole and he's freaking toasted. This is not one of those runs. This run is gonna require a little bit more concentration. Cat's doing some work, though. Unfortunately, that is not, in fact, food. I do see a scroll. I love when I teleport and the cat is, like, falling. Like, kitty, I'm sorry. I didn't do that. You're the one who decided to teleport there and then fall to your death. Poor cat death. What an awkward place for the scroll. How the hell are you supposed to, I guess you gotta fall down the side of the level? I hate those guys. With the hyperlight sword, you hit them once and then they start dodging. Okay, we gotta be a little careful here. Jesus. By a little careful, I mean I'm gonna go get the food from the food shop. Although if that's emergency food if we need it. Is this, I think this was the food shop? Okay, okay. We're not gonna get disengagement back on this one, that's for damn certain. Let's go get that scroll. How do we get it? How do we get it? We gotta go here and then fall down. Right here. $15,000 HP. It's not that much. It really isn't. We're gonna have to be a little careful here. Try to be a little bit careful here as well. Let's not just jump down there and die. Well, that's a surprise. Could you die already? You're dead. You hit me? My sword hit you. The hitbox of the sword hit the hitbox of the unit, but apparently not. Lots of non-red scrolls here. The game really wants me to level up HP. HP. Thank you. Did take the cat a second. What the heck? The cat sometimes does interrupt, which is usually not what I want. Yep. We good? That was an extremely awkward scenario. Dude, I hate the bookman. You know, this is not a good anti-bookman fight, or a, like, run we should have, build. We're bad versus the bookman. Hope you're not afraid of heights. You know what? Here's what we're gonna do. Kitty, get him. Oh, I put the cat on my back. I didn't throw the cat. Okay, my bad. Hey, come here. Man, those guys suck. The bomber knots. How do we get that? Well, I got it. I wouldn't say it was pleasant. Yeah, those bomber guys. Classically annoying enemy to deal with. But the birds in the books are way worse, especially on this floor. I don't know what killed you, but thank you, whatever it was. All right, one final fight and then we can leave. I might heal, I don't know, I haven't decided yet. Because there was that 50% healing item, but we could always just recycle it for damage. We're gonna recycle the small one, of course. You know what, we have a ton of money. Why don't we just heal in the shop? We'll buy a healing flask and then we will leave with the damage bonus. There you go. Do we have the equipment we want? This was I think that was a weapon shop. I suppose we could, do we need an acrobatipack? I don't think we do. This boss doesn't fire projectiles. So we should probably swap out acrobatipack for something else. What do we like? I don't know. Figure it out though. Bing. There's one. Where's the other one? Oh, there's two more. Okay. Two more, not tumor. It's not a tumor. Dun, 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 dun. 3 damage bonuses. That's not bad at all. Of course, this is a little awkward to get, but since we're at full health, we could just do that. All right. Where is a teleporter? Bottom. Down, 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 down. Dun 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 dun. All right, we're out. Jackman says it's not a tumor. I love that movie. I gotta be honest, I don't even remember what movie that's from, if that is from a movie. Or if that's part of the public consciousness, even though it didn't actually exist. In my head, the only thing I can think of is Kindergarten Cop? Might be, I don't know. Okay, it was Kindergarten Cop. I don't remember it though. Like, I don't remember the scene in the film at all. Okay. We have burn, oil, and bleed, and technically electrocution. Let's re-roll the hard light sword and look for something better. Poisons the enemy, plus damage on a bleeding target. Not good enough. Plus 40% damage on a burning target. We're looking for double on burning oil. Toxic Cloud with each hit, burning and bleeding. That's actually pretty decent. It's probably going to be plus 100% damage in a lot of situations. Burning, but only 40%. Burning and poison? That's pretty good. Enemies are not going to be bleeding for that long. This boss in particular, because he does shield and teleport, and those stacks are going to wear off. I feel like I do need something that applies burn. I guess, you know, the shield does? Maybe we keep Acrobatapack for the burn on the shield effect. Which means this is what we're looking for right there. So if we do that, we reset just to get rid of Astronomy. We can go Armadillo Pack, and then 9% bonus health? Ew. What about, heard that gold plating can be pretty good. I think it maybe got updated somehow. Critical hits reduce skill cooldowns by 1 second. You know what? That seems what we want. Because we're gonna be critting basically every time, and then we want to be able to get that cloud out whenever possible. So let's give that a try. Okay, there's our build. Hard Light Sword 10L. I don't have a lot of hope. Well, I have hope. I just don't have a lot of faith. But we'll give it a try. Hello. Okay. I hate how many times you were able to hit me. Let's heal up ourselves. Okay. I put the marks on him, but then the marks wore off very quickly there. Okay. You know, I'm learning something. I think what I'm learning is that the marks have independent... Nope. I thought they maybe had independent timers on them. That is not the case. Ow. Hey. I can just shoot you a few times. I have a gun. You know, that went pretty well. That was not that bad. It could have been better, but I think I'm learning how to use this gun sword combo. I still don't think it's any good. Oh my god, they killed a collector, but it's better legendary, that's for certain. Because sometimes in that fight, it felt like the marks, the diamonds, were disappearing one at a time as though they had independent timers on them. I believe that's not the case. I believe that every time you shoot him, it refreshes the timer on all of them. And as long as that's the case, then you can stack up a whole bunch of them on one enemy, and in every 6 seconds, every 5 seconds really, you take a shot, it refreshes the timer on those, which is ideal. Hard on this fight because he keeps becoming invincible, of course. But, okay, I get that. But if you have to shoot him 6 times to get all 6 marks, that's a lot of shooting. That's a lot of shooting and a lot of time when you're not hitting him with your sword. I guess that's why the damage from the gun is actually pretty decent, and so you're actually still doing something while you're just applying the mark. But because we had the legendary version, even applying it twice as quickly, I was like, man, I keep losing my marks. Annoying, but fun run, and I think I learned a little bit about how to use the hyper-light weapon. We did flawless the Hand of the King with that, but that's more about just knowing what the Hand of the King does, knowing his patterns and everything, than it is about having a good weapon that's actually, like, strong against him. I'd rather fight Hand of the King with Hyperlight, though, than the Collector, because it does suck to have to keep reapplying the marks every time he becomes invincible and heals, teleports, floats over your head where you can't hit him. Good run, though. Good run, though. Had some interesting equipments, played around with some things I don't normally play around with, and learned something, which is always what I like in these runs. Although one of these days I'm gonna get a combo build going. Can we see if there's panchucks in the tubes? I can't see panchucks. One of these days I'll get a proper combo run going, but combo as well. You know, that combo is gonna reset on a lot of bosses. On the incomplete one, it'll reset every time he becomes invincible and has the AoE around him. On the Watcher, it'll reset constantly. You can't chase down the Watcher that quickly. Timekeeper has the Shuriken shield and then stalls the fight in, midway through it. What else? Well, a lot of bosses. Scarecrow. You're not gonna hit the Scarecrow too often with the combo. Hand of the King is a very good combo boss. And the Giant is like the ideal combo boss because you are always hitting him. Queen maybe as well. Servants maybe as well, but sometimes they just disappear on you. So I have to consider, I think, some of those mutations and where it's most applicable to take them, but I'll get to them one of these days. I'll try a Frostbite build at some point too. Have like Frost Blast, Ice Bow, Frostbite, and just see how that works on enemies and bosses. For now, for those of you on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. Like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe for more, check me out on Twitch. For when I go live, support the channel, any of the links below in the video description, and I hope to see you here again for the next run of Dead Cells.